I was washing my silks by the willow stream when a gentleman on a white horse took my hand and spoke of love. A single leaf falls in the garden beneath my bed of roses. Moon, rise high in the sky, shine, shine far and wide. Is my man in the marketplace? Unburden yourself. Only night awaits me here. Our friend and Columban missionary priest, Father Kevin O Rourke, received a Lifetime Achievement Award in Seoul last December. The Literary Translation Institute awarded Father Kevin this distinction after Kevin died in Seoul in October. In recognition of his outstanding long years promoting Korean literature to the English language speaking world. Our Columban colleague in Seoul, Father Liam O'Keefe, received Father Kevin's award at the December ceremony.
기리암 신부님 박수로 맞이해 주십시오. 한국문학번역상 특별공로상 케빈 오록. 위 사람은 한국문학 세계화를 위한 공로를 인정받아 한국문학번역상 공로상 수상자로 선정되었기에 이 상을 드립니다. 2020년 12월 10일 한국문학번역원장 김사인. 네. 상패와 꽃다발도 함께 전해드리겠습니다. 네. 너무 예쁜데요? 네. 네, 감사합니다. 대리수상자와 한국문학번역원장님을 모시고 잠시 기념 촬영을 하겠습니다. 잠시 정면 카메라를 봐주시기 바랍니다. 네, 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 대리수상하신 기리암 신부님께 한 말씀 청해 듣도록 하겠습니다. 박수 한번 더 부탁드리겠습니다. 네.
대단히 고맙습니다. 제 말씀 낭독해 드리겠습니다. 콜럼반 외방선교회 회원으로서 이 상을 받는 것은 매우 큰 영광입니다. 대단히 고맙습니다. 저는 오룩 신부님과 한 60년 동안 같이 살아왔습니다. 진한 친구였습니다. 신학교에서 그렇고 한국에서도 그렇습니다. 케빈 오룩 신부님께서 이 상을 직접 받았다면 매우 고맙게 여기고 부끄러워하면서도 받았을 것입니다. 그분은 노력은 많이 하신 선교사였습니다. 조용하고 겸손한 사람이었습니다. 시를 읽는 이유는 자신을 다 잘 알기 위해서다. 개치는 것을 두려워하지 마라. 시야말로 이 세상의 깃든 아름다움을 찾아내는 가장 좋은 도구다. 지치지 말고 이 시기를 계속하라. 신부님께서 늘 이 점을 강조하셨습니다. 다시 한번 대단히 고맙습니다.
네, 기리암 신부님 감사합니다. 먼저 다프나 주로님의 추모사를 영상으로 듣겠습니다.
안녕하세요. My name is Daphna Tsur, and I am an associate professor in the Department of East Asian Languages and Cultures at Stanford University, where I do research on modern Korean literature and popular culture. I'm truly grateful to the Ponyagwan, to LTI Korea, for giving me an opportunity to tell you a little bit about the friend we just lost, Father Kevin O Rourke. I'm humbled and honored to tell you more about this remarkable man. And I speak on behalf of his family when I say how grateful we are that Father O Rourke, 신부님, O Rourke 교수님, that Kevin is honored in this way. Kevin O Rourke was born in Ireland in 1939, and he arrived in Korea in December of 1963 as a newly ordained priest with the Columban Fathers, dispatched after a very short notice to Chuncheon in Gangwon province. Father O Rourke was very proud of his calling, but he felt that the kind of spiritual work that he was called to perform could be done also through education, through friendship, and through poetry. He received his PhD in 1982 from Yonsei University with a dissertation written in Korean titled 한국 근대시에 있어서의 양시의 수용 연구, which was a study of the influence of English language poetry on modern Korean poetry. He was the very first foreigner to receive a PhD in Korea. He was then hired by Kyunghee University's English department, and he taught there for years, and at the same time continued to translate Korean fiction and poetry, pre-modern and modern. In fact, no other translator has had the breadth in period and genre that Kevin O Rourke had. His translations are still authoritative. 최인훈's 광장, 이문열's 우리들의 일그러진 영웅, short fiction such as Kim Dong-in's 감자, and his translations of Lee Gyu-bo and especially Seo Jung-ju, who he so admired and with whom he shared a long friendship. Father O Rourke was granted numerous awards in his lifetime, including the Seoul Honorary Citizen Award in 2006, an Order of Cultural Merit, the 보관 문화 훈장, by the Korean government in 2009, and multiple translation grants and awards. There's also a library named after him in the Embassy of Ireland, which acknowledges the importance of his work in cultural diplomacy, building bridges between Ireland and South Korea over so many years. Kevin was also devoted to teaching and to cultivating translators. After he retired, he mentored poetry groups and read and talked poetry with them every week for years. And he mentored new translators, including myself, by walking us through our drafts, word by word, comma by comma, making sure that the beating heart of the story bubbled to the surface. I was a confused graduate student with only a superficial grasp of Korean literature as a field and with little confidence about what I could contribute when Kevin summoned me to his cozy apartment in Donamdong, home to his jungle of patio orchids and classical music CDs. He gave me a sweet Nelly. I don't know what was in that drink. And he started teaching me, guiding me, chastising me every Friday evening for years. He wanted me to listen, to really listen to what Korean poetry could do. He also wanted me to care about English, about the consonants and verbs and names of things that could come together in a way that would get you to breathe differently. Kevin translated hundreds of poems, but what I urge you all to do is to spend time with his poetry and his memoir, My Korea 40 Years Without a Horsehair Hat. Kevin was a magic storyteller, and his poems tell the story of Korea transforming before this handsome Irishman's eyes. Here are a few examples from the music of what happens. This poem is titled, More Power to the Mapo Woman. No Shinsaimdang, this lady, dressed in flowing hanbok, she raised a fluent hand to smite with his own cucumber that errant vending man. What sin had provoked such towering rage? Frosted greens, inflated prices, infernal cheek? What mattered? The lesson was clear. The cucumber in her hand had mushed forever the myth that woman is something less than man. And lastly, a poem titled Surfaces. The world's preoccupied with surfaces, with polish, varnish, and lacquer. My concern is with the squiggles in the grain, with form, with things as they are. What a deserving honor to acknowledge Kevin O'Rourke with a Lifetime Achievement Award from LTI Korea for his passion for Korean literature, for the joy he found in words, for his belief in translation as that which may mend the cracks of the world, for his love of his fellow humans, for his boundless generosity, for his big laugh, and for his perpetual twinkle. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다.
Standing on that plateau, close to the sky, as Big Sean joined his dust to a foreign kind, I felt weighted to the ground, too oppressed to cry. But the sudden intercalation in this Korean service of a Gaelic prayer, boss gone boss, bridged half a world and eons of time. Tears circled my eyes.